Hello and welcome to a new lesson in how to design PCB using Autodesk Eagle. In this video, we are going to answer this question. What is PCB? Why it is so important? And where can we see it in our day-to-day life? Let's start with electronic circuit. Always you see something called electronic diagram or schematic like this. Represent the components using worldwide standard symbols, so anyone can read and understand the diagrams. The first option to build any circuit is Breadboard. Simple tool, comes in different shapes and sizes that allow us to build and connect different components into it. Breadboard has some advantages like 1. Easy to connect. You can build your circuit simply with basic knowledge about the breadboard. You can transform the schematic into a real circuit easily, like in the picture. 2. Easy to modify. You can modify your circuit, try different connections possible, and expand your circuit if needed. 3. Short time to build. Mostly, the simple breadboard circuits would take minutes to build if you have all the components in stock. And adding a new component would be so easy to do and will not take so much time. So, it is ideal for prototyping or simple project where you want to reuse the components later in different projects. Despite that, Breadboard has some disadvantages like 1. Not suitable for complex circuits. If you want to build complex circuits with tens or hundreds of components, it will be much difficult and will consume more time to build and will look messy like this. 2. Hard to trace. Imagine you have this circuit and you want to trace some connection, or you disconnect one wire accidentally. It won't be an easy mission to reconnect the wire correctly again. 3. Hard to fit inside commercial devices. If you want to design a compact device like a smartwatch, you won't be able to accommodate all the complex components on a breadboard and then install it inside the device. It will be impractical, fragile, and hard to adapt it for mass production. So, from here, we need something called printed circuit board, better known as PCB. So, what is PCB? PCB is circuit printed on a conductive material, mostly copper and aluminium, and use CNC machine like this to mill and drill the traces on the board itself. So, it is more accurate and more automated compared to the breadboard. 2. Easy to design. Using computer-aided software like Eagle, you can build your schematic and then prepare and route your board like this. Then you can transform it into real board like this. 3. Easy to manufacture. For mass production, you can build the PCB and assemble the boards in short time. High accuracy and low cost, with a lot of automated process including SMD placements, through-hole placement using machines or laborers, and soldering with different techniques. 4. Build complex yet smaller circuits. Take a look at Apple's first Macintosh and the new MacBook. Huge difference in performance thanks to the amount of technology we can fit inside the new MacBook computer. The PCB of the first Apple's computer was too big, consists of 4 layers PCB and consume a lot of power with little functionality, which is the opposite for the MacBook thanks to its compact PCB and small space it needs to occupy inside the machine with more than 32 layers PCB board. It is something like bridges, like this, which can handle few number of cars and routes, compared to more sophisticated bridge network with many routes without override between bridges. This is the simple explanation for the layers in the PCB and its role to reduce the PCB size with increasing the efficiency. Where you can see the PCB in our life? Simply everywhere. From smartphones and computers, TVs, refrigerators, cars, and more. Lastly, what is the difference between the motherboard and the PCB? Well, the short answer here is every motherboard is PCB with components assembled to it to run certain tasks. Motherboard is every circuit uses CPU as a main component to control and read different signals from its peripherals, like what you see in your computer, car, etc. Even Raspberry Pi considered as a motherboard, and Arduino as well, despite the limited CPU power it has. But in the end, its any circuit will be used as a main controller for your machines and devices. That's it for today. Thank you so much and see you later.